guys, Mayflom here. I've got this new Lawn Fawn stamp that's just so darn cute, and I want to make a fun little card with a little heart, and I have some ideas on how exactly I want to do that. But what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up the design as I want it on my little 4x4 watercolor paper, because my plan is stamp this in black archival ink, then add little details and color, etc., etc. So what I'm working on now is figuring out how do I want this to look. And I'm thinking that's how I want it to look. So here's what I'll do. This is my stamp platform from Tonic and Tim Holtz. I love this thing. So that picks up the stamps right where I left them, and it means it'll stamp them right where I set them up. Now here's what I love about this thing. This whole thing will come out. So if I want to set this aside, you know, if my space is limited, which here in the studio it often is, I don't have to worry about it. I can ink, so I don't have to do the whole like upside down thing. I just love this tool. And then I stamp, and here's another good thing. If I don't stamp hard enough, guess what? Doesn't matter, because I can just, like right here, it needed a little more ink. Well, I can just re-stamp, and it won't hurt anything. It won't hurt anything. Why? Because, although I can't figure out why that part's not stamping quite right. I'm going to take this guy off. But it won't hurt anything at all. There it goes. Because I can stamp and stamp and stamp and stamp. And so when I'm being a spastic stamper, which I sometimes am, I was just now, it's got my back. I love that. RAWR means I love you in dinosaur. So the next thing I'm gonna do, set that aside. I'm gonna pull out some Nuvo glitter drops, and I'm gonna draw myself a heart. This is gonna be my first Valentine of the year here. Now, if I get it wrong, if I'm not happy with it, look. We can wipe it, like right away, we can wipe it off. No worries. But we're not going to really super worry about that right now because, oh, actually, I don't want any in between there. We're not going to worry about that because I'm going to add sequins and glitter and things. So I'm going to go grab the sequins and the glitter and the buttons and things that I want to add. And I'm also going to color our dinosaur friend here. For him, I'm just going to, this is watercolor paper, so it's going to go real easy. I'm going to give him some green color here, like so. And then I'm going to take a water brush and just get it started. I love making easy cards. I love playing with techniques and ideas and products and not stressing out about, you know, if it's the best card ever or, you know, if it turned out perfectly. I don't like to have to worry about that stuff. I just like to have fun with my craftiness. So look at that. Easy peasy. Got him colored. Okay, so he's all watercolored. I can add some color to his scales. I'm just not sure what color I want. And when that dries, I can add more as well. All right, so I've got one of my 28 Lilac Lane mixes right here. And what I'm gonna do is just go along here. This is such an easy, fun Valentine. You could do this with, if you got kids or teenagers or maybe a group of crafty friends that you wanna lead, or not so crafty friends that you wanna lead on a card making Valentine fun. You could do a card like this. Don't stress about, you know, if everything is just perfect. Just play with it and have some fun. And then come in here and like I'm doing, and you're just gonna drop your sequins, your buttons, your beads, whatever it is you wanna drop on here. Just drop it and it'll stick or it won't. That's the fun part. So if it sticks, it stays, and if it doesn't, well, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. That's my approach to this style of card making, and it makes it really fun for two reasons. Number one, you get that randomized look that I am a really big fan of, but it doesn't always quite play out the way you might think. So it lets me get that randomized feel, but let's see what's gonna drop here. It also is a lot of fun because it takes the stress off. Where do I put it, this or that? Just follow along your little outline here. Okay, and if you wanted to add more color, you could come in with another, these clean color markers are great for it, or really any kind of watercolor would work well. I'm just looking around here, let's see, looking to see what colors I've got. And see any colors that I really like for this. I could go, well, that's more of a green. I want more of a blue. So I could come in after this is dry and add, I think on the inside, like so. I would normally advise you wait till this is more dry, but I'll show you. Like so, look. We can come in here and add a little watercolor fun. Isn't that cool? So we can add little touches of color here and there, kind of accent what we're up to. I just advise use a little bit of I'm using clean color marker, but whatever watercolor you've got, put just a little bit down and then dilute it a lot with water because it's always easier to add more versus trying to take away if you go crazy overboard. So there you go. Now all that's left to do is I just mount this onto a card. This is 4x4, so I'm thinking probably 5x5 or 4.5 by 4.5 square. I will mount this onto, and I've got my first Valentine of the season. This was so much fun to make and really so easy with the right tools, right? Have some creative fun. I hope I've inspired you to do some New Year card making. I haven't done a lot of cards in a while, so it feels good to get back in the card making swing of things. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment or shoot me an email. Always love hearing from you. Stay tuned because I've got lots of crafty videos on the way.